So, ranked championships right now is at light heavyweight to heavyweight. Luke Rockhold's in the light heavyweight division, but I am going to go over some of the changes as middleweight, as you guys know, after a pretty sloppy but entertaining fight against Paulo Costa in that 3-round fight where he took some heavy shots. It warranted him getting a nice little chin buff to 89. Recovery still in 85. Did get a punch power buff to 91. I did forget about some of the other changes, but there weren't anything too crazy. But this still the same thing stands with Luke Rockhold. Really good kicks, suffers from the tall man syndrome when fighting in the pocket. So if you keep the shot short when you're in the middle of open space going against better boxers, and only really open up with the boxer when you have him against the cage, or when you're looking to counter and finish with kicks, that works the best. That works the best with Luke Rockhold, at least in my experience. He has access to a good amount of submissions on the ground, has pretty solid top control. He is a fun person to use, and if you use him and you beat a really higher, if you beat like an Adesanya or a Blachowicz or one of the guys who are more durable, you can just flex and be like, look, I just won with Luke Rockhold. But you got level 3 jabs, crosses, and lead hooks. He also has a level 3 body jab and body straight. Decent body hooks. You don't want to stay too long in the pocket with Luke Rockhold's counters. You kind of want to focus on single shot counters and only open up with the multi-hit combos if you feel like they're going to be at the end of range of your kicks. As Luke Rockhold has very good kicks, a lot of 3-star kicks, so many things, the body switch kicks, lead body teeps, and spinning 360 tornado kicks, all that fun stuff. But be aware, suffers from tall man syndrome. Makes it very difficult for him to recover if he gets caught in frames within the pocket, so you have to be dictating the pace of the entire fight. His ground and pound strike should honestly be a lot higher. He absolutely decimated Chris Weidman when he mashed him off of that horrendous spinning back heel. But yeah, we showcased Luke before, and we're going to have fun doing a nice little send-off and ideally run into some good opponents and have some fun with the now retired Luke Rockhold. I remember when Luke Rockhold got knocked out by a man named Jan Blachowicz. I remember when this fight happened, I think Luke had tried to pin Blachowicz against the ground. Didn't really work too well. We're going to pop off 2 straight punches there. Work the body well, intercept the knee. Pretty good. So with Luke, he was more so an opportunistic grappler. He had really good body lock takedowns. I'll give him that. He had some really good body lock takedowns. We're going to go here, go to the back take. Oh, denied that. Now that people know that I can do it in open space, but wow! Okay, you definitely earned that. You earned that. He denied both the backpack and the turning takedown from there. The little broomstick attempt I was going to do. Oh, I think that was going to be the mat return. Regardless, yeah. But anywho, he doesn't really do the whole cage pin stuff unless he catches you out of position or shooting with straight up takedowns. It's always off the body lock or countering his opponent's takedowns. Nice little head kick. A lot of people throw the head kick from the power side, not just because of it being the power side, but it disguises very well behind the cross. I can see the opponent is going low to the body with the body cross Blachowicz. There you go, he's doubling up with that. Although it would serve him better to use the lead body kick because I am in southpaw and I will target my liver. And that's a level 5 lead body kick that Blachowicz has. Ah, for fuck's sake. Okay. Gotta be careful, gotta work off the cage. But it's just, Luke is so, even with the changes, that's a bail. He still feels, damn, this guy's now's on point. Even with the changes, he still feels very, very frail if you don't pick your shots right. Which is honestly makes for a better challenge with Luke Rockhold. When you use a fighter that you know, why did I do that? When you use a fighter that you know isn't as durable, it helps you focus on keeping your defense a lot better than what it is usually if you're running with the better guys in the division. When I had played UFC 3 and I would use guys who were B fighters or C fighters like Hooker, Oliveira at the time, Bruce Lee, a lot of those guys who didn't have, there we go, didn't have the right health stats to contend with the A fighters and whatnot. So it was able to help me get a lot better with my defense. And that's how I'm kind of feeling right now with Luke. Trying to land that check hook. Ooh. I was hoping he would block low. There we go. Take that. I was hoping he'll block low. He's been blocking. Your takedowns can set up your head strikes. Remember that the game's blocking system works by high, low, and as I've mentioned plenty of times, especially in my Oh, damn. I was waiting for talking. I mentioned in my Everything Wrong UFC 4 video. Let's go for spinning elbow. I see us. Think about that. The game has a problem where it rewards the defensive player a little bit too much with blocking low. Blocking low, allowing the opponent to be able to defend takedowns as well as check kicks, as well as block strikes. So I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of that system. I would have always preferred a separate check input, or at least a separate denial input that doesn't include the low block. Not bad. He meant to touch gloves. I'm sorry. But so far, working pretty good. He's working nice delayed single shots with Mr. Rockhold. That head kick was nasty, but we were protected by the shoulder. That's the only time where that height comes in handy. But he's keeping it short. 1-2 shots. Getting a bit of our dynamic spins in. Try to land that lead question mark kick. He has a lot of dexterity. Rockhold has a lot of dexterity. If you've ever seen him throw a question mark kick, I would implore you to go to his Instagram and see him nail the question mark kick. I think Martial Mind had also posted a question mark kick challenge to try to match what Luke Rockhold did. Marshall has a really good one himself. There we go. Speaking of question mark kicks. Ho, front kick. Looking at some good damage. This is good. This is a very tactical Luke Rockhold. Yeah, Luke Rockhold has probably one of the most gorgeous question mark kicks in MMA. No question. And this fight is working to our advantage too, because it seems like the opponent is just shut. Doesn't really know how to really generate a lot of his offense. So we get another question mark kick. Ooh, there we go. Too close. And he's banking on us to make the first mistake. So as long as we don't do anything too stupid, we should be fine.
So we have passed the midway point in the fight.
And I feel like I'm doing a really good job of kind of guiding where the fight's taking place. We're gonna take him back here. Even when I'm, I should have went front kick. Even when I'm getting backed up, I'm circling out just the right amount. That's a takedown. Yeah, we get the bail. Okay, let's go to the back. One more time, come on. I try to set up that hip toss a lot better. Let's go, let's shoot again. Oh my god, bro, your takedown defense is pretty legit. Usually I get a lot of people with those bails. But this guy's doing a pretty good job. Oh! Aye, good thing I didn't shoot there. But knock me the fuck out. Yeah, he's doing just enough defensively, but he's shutting himself down. Onto the hip toss. There we go. We're low with the 3-piece on the entry since we've been doing 2 shots. Got it with the uppercut as you try to go to the body. And we're going to take this round as well. Yeah, he's so hyper-focused on these takedown denials. It's working to my advantage. I don't think he trusts in his ability for late denial, though. He gets a nice little grapple advantage escape to do that. Obviously, I don't have the HUD on. But if you can see... just letting the gas tank go. If you can see... when you have the HUD on, if you get grapple advantage, you'll be able to press L1 and use one of those free get-ups. So blocking a few strikes helps, slipping a few strikes helps in the ground and pound sequence. Of course, you put yourself at risk to getting hit to the face if your opponent continues to throw. So just keep that in mind. So that's what we kind of took the chance there to do. Managed to get the knockdown back. We followed up with a 3-piece as opposed to the 2-piece. When we got backed up to the cage, we was able to get the drop. So we're on cruise control for real. Yeah, this was the fight where if Luke Rockhold had won this fight against Blachowicz, he would have set himself up to go against John Jones. And I know some of y'all might call me crazy, but if you really think about it, let's pretend that Luke Rockhold has way better defense than what he usually has. Because, you know, his issue is more of a defense issue. He's fought some powerful hitters and take some big shots. But when his defense is not on point, I'm gonna get this takedown. When his defense is not on point, that's when he's gotten quote-unquote caught. Whether it's his hands down or his foot having weird positioning, maybe not being positioned the right spot to cut the right angle. Bro, what are you doing? The people that he's gotten knocked out by, those are some pretty solid knockout artists. Finally work some of that Luke Rockhold top control. Wish we could work a body triangle there. To the armbar. Estamos one aquí. Just killing time, just killing time. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen Jones versus Rockhold with a little bit better defense, because he has the kicking acumen to contend with Jones. I think he would have had some good counters to some oblique kicks. Jones' boxing isn't exactly something for him to be worried about per se. The clinch would have been a dangerous spot for sure. Can we get this? Oh, I really hope we get this. Oh, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. No, wait, is it? No, no. Oh, it's a post. Hey. Smart man, smart man. What is he gonna do? What are you gonna do, my friend? I would have liked to have seen Rockhold versus Jones, especially when both of them were champions. Can you imagine? Middleweight champion versus light heavyweight champion, both of them are holding the belt. It would have been nice to see. Yeah, we're keeping him at bay. This guy's very gun shy. Here, I'm not concerned about any body shots or any small shots. I can just coast, circle away. Ho ho ho! Let's get this takedown. Yes, sir. Vámonos. Te jodiste ahí mismo. Ooh. Guillotine? Yes. Guillotine. Let's go for the guillotine. Got the regular denial. I thought I was holding on too, but that works. The pull guard. Rockhold has some solid guillotines. I believe they're at level 3 or 4. This is gonna be tight. Oh, you fucked up. Oh, bro, you're gonna give up. In an alternate timeline, Jan Blachowicz gives up a guillotine to Luke Rockhold. And that's how Luke Rockhold gets his first light heavyweight win after getting knocked out at middleweight. For fuck's sake. I really hope EA does something about the whole quitting thing. Back in UFC 3, it was a bit of a dilemma with the whole quitting thing, losing a lot of points, because the ELO system was very difficult to get points from. So if your connection got cut out or somebody did the DDoS stuff on you, you were in a lot of trouble. You'd lose a lot of points, and you'd gain like 5 points if you were to beat like a Conor McGregor with CM Punk, which was absurd to me. Now in this game, in this iteration of the series, when you're playing ranked championships, apparently the guy can quit and lose less points, which is not a secret by now. Everybody knows that, but you know, this is kind of a scumbag thing to do. I believe you still get the amount of points. It's just the amount of points that are supposed to be lost get kind of cut, and I hate it. For me as a content creator, it's a bit of a hassle when I'm trying to get those nice highlight reel finishes, when I'm trying to get that nice replay, if I get a nice finish and then the guy quits, because then I'm robbed of that. So I'm hoping that maybe when guys rage quit, at least get the animation of them like throwing in a towel. Maybe we'll like fade to black, and then we'll get a nice little, we're working him in the mount. Yeah, we'll like fade to black, and then it shows that he quit, that the dude just quit. He had nothing for you, he quit. And still penalize him for the points. I'd also like them to work on the system of, work on the balancing of the system of when you're using this fighter versus this fighter. I don't know what rating suggestions I would have. I would definitely love to hear y'all's thoughts on this, as I'm working Mr. Jones a 5-star, right? Or is it 4.5 star? One of those two. Mr. Jones here. Yo, this ground and pound is brutal. I definitely just hope for something that's a lot more balance in terms of the amount of points you get, and just more cut and dry, where there's no bullshit, right? Where if you're using a fighter that really has a hard, like if you're using fucking like Darren Elkins versus Conor, Max Holloway or some shit, or Alexander Volkanovski, if you pull out a win against Alexander Volkanovski with Darren Elkins, you should be rewarded accordingly, because we saw how the real life fight went. We saw how that fight went in real life. So that's just a hard thing to ask for. Should we get the takedown? Yes, we do. Smooth control. I'm gonna switch over to top mount.
Posturing up now.
And now the damage.
Just keep racking up damage. If you can establish top position early with Rockhold, do a lot of damage on the guard, Especially side saddle is a great position. It's one of the most fucked up ones to be in. It's not a fun position to be in this game, for sure. The reversal. But boy, if you get somebody in side saddle, I don't care if you're 20 years old, 25, 30, 8 years old, 13, 14, 15. If you know how to deny to the left and deny to the right, and you just absolutely chew up the block, so you go for this triangle, just to score some points. But if you know how to really just mess them up with those elbows, forcing them to block, getting that arm damage in, you could have the worst fighter in the game. As long as your health is good and their arm damage is shredded, that block is shredded, everything you do will start to bleed through horribly. But what would be like 1, 2 shots, 1, 2, 3, 4 shots to maybe get through the guard, because of all the successive arm damage that your opponent will end up taking in side saddle, it'll just bleed through way quicker. It could be even like 1 shot or 2 shots. It's a lot of work. That should not have missed. But hey, we got that one. Ah, he backed up. We used to call that the uni combo. Uni used to throw that combo a lot in UFC 3. I think he was the first guy that kind of found it with GSP. Go. Oh yeah, now we're getting into a nice little flow. Changing up the pattern, changing up the rhythm. Rockhold doing work. He's popping up our single shots. Go right to the body. Cross lead, the cross rear body kick, rear high kick threat is well and alive. Let's hope we block low there. Fucking Jones' jab is pretty good. He's getting a good amount of hits from there. It's funny to me now that a lot of people use Jones. I mean, Jones is pretty much, if it's not Jan, it's definitely him as one of the more OP-ish fighters in the game, at least in like heavyweight. Heavyweight, Stipe gives him fits. Stipe gives him a lot of fucking fits, stylistically speaking. But, you know, Jones in light heavyweight, so fucking tough to deal with. And Sotogar, I'm happy this guy isn't going for the Sotogar chip. Of course, we're in opposite stances, so it won't work. That should have fucking landed. And we're doing a pretty good job. I just gotta be really careful, because I don't know if he knows the spitting shit. He might. Most Jones players do. Like to set that jab, spinning side kick to the head, the death kick. That even works when you're like knee, elbow close in the pocket. If your opponent is mixing those spins up, you really need to sidestep. There we go. Froze him up with the fades. Sidestepping can be done by using the left stick. So he's flicking out to the outside. So he tried to block low. And we sat him down with Luke Rockhold. That's crazy. Hey, no knockout? I was hoping I'd knock him out. I saw a clip the other day. Dude got a knockout with the armbar slam. Now, that used to be possible in UFC 3, but I didn't know it was still possible in this game. I don't like that they took away a bit of the damage from the hip toss to the cage onto the ground. It would have been nice to still have that damage to keep that. Because it's really, let's be real, it's pretty easy to deny it if you're already holding low block. So at least make the wrist, you know, make it realistic. It's slamming his damn head against the damn canvas. Of course, I don't think everybody should have access to it, but a good amount of people with a good background should have it. No? Try to deny. 12 seconds left. Oh, armbar. You're not gonna Anderson Silva me. Way too little time. I'm chilling. Saw 2 rounds in the book. This has been a pretty clean Rockhold performance so far. It's just a little cut, Luke. You'll still be able to model for Raw flowing after this. This is the alternate timeline after all. There we go. Well, 3rd round. But what this Jones player needs to start doing, he actually needs to start clinching me. He's getting picked apart very bad on the outside. And he's not using a lot of Jones's weapons. It's more so he's relying on a lot of the gimmicky stuff as opposed to really using the tools. Yeah, you try to kick him punching range, you're gonna get blasted by a cross. Oh! Wow! Oh, you're gonna hit him with the Luke Rockhold. Wow, that's a perfect retirement send-off. Ultimate timeline, Luke Rockhold beats Blachowicz. Then a couple fights later, runs into John Jones, takes him out for the title, and avenges DC. Look at that. Oh, see, he dropped his hands. Conditioned him with the body kicks. Last second, he went to go drop his hands, and he gets KO'd. That's great. I think that's a perfect little send-off for the 2022 retirement of Luke Rockhold, the former UFC middleweight champion. He's always voices his pleasure with the UFC, so I'm sure he's happy about that too. But he put on a hell of a fight against Paulo Costa, and it was my pleasure to be able to showcase him to y'all. So let me know in the comments other fighters that retired in 2022, and I'll do my best to showcase them before the year's over. I'm Mary 17. I appreciate all of you. I'm out of here.